Hey everyone, imagine constantly being mistaken for the opposite gender no matter how hard you try. You move to a new city to start afresh, only to end up living with some peculiar girls. Well, that's the premise of this anime. The story follows Shiina Aki, a young man who relocates to Tokyo to study and escape his past. Despite his best efforts, people still mistake him for a girl due to his delicate facial features and small stature. His goal is to be treated like a man and not be misidentified anymore. Upon arriving at his new residence, he meets Sunohara Ayaka, a girl with a curvaceous figure who instantly captures Aki's attention. However, she too mistakes him for a girl. When it's time for a bath, Aki wonders how he will manage to live with Ayaka for 3 years. Just then, she enters the bathroom wearing only a towel and informs him of a tradition to scrub the backs of new residents. Aki hesitates to reveal his true gender, but eventually admits to being a man. Surprisingly, Ayaka remains in the bathroom, assuring him that she'll take care of him because he's still a child. She playfully bites his ear, causing him to faint. Upon waking up, Aki finds himself lying on Ayaka's lap. She has dressed him and apologizes for not believing he was a man. As she prepares food, Aki recalls being treated like a girl and is determined to change that perception. This leads to some steamy thoughts about Ayaka. Aki then attempts to prove his worth as a dependable man by helping Ayaka with chores, but his clumsiness gets in the way. He becomes disheartened and explains his actions to Ayaka, who finally treats him like a man. She offers to treat him as an adult if he gives her a kiss on the cheek. Just as Aki is about to comply, Yukimoto Yuzu, a petite girl wearing a chicken on her head to appear taller, enters the residence. She is the president of the student council at Tanamachi-shu Middle School, where Aki will be studying. Yamanashi Sumire, the vice president, and Kazami Yuri, the student council secretary, also reside in the same house. Each girl has experienced Ayaka's overwhelming affection as well. After introductions, Ayaka prepares dinner and sends the girls off for a bath. Alone in his room, Aki continues to ponder Ayaka's behavior. A week later, the school entrance ceremony takes place. The girls leave first, leaving Aki alone with Ayaka. She tells him the girls are quite popular at school, which makes him realize that he has no friends and doesn't know how to make them. To help, Ayaka disguises herself as a schoolgirl and assists Aki in learning to socialize. When Aki returns, he gratefully acknowledges her help as he has successfully made friends. It's a promising start for our protagonist. It's been a month since Aki arrived in Tokyo, and he's already acclimated to his surroundings. However, upon returning home from school, he discovers Ayaka dressed as a cheerleader, realizing there are still surprises in store for him. As Aki does his homework, Ayaka cheers him on in her outfit. He complains, but the girls explain that the sports festival is approaching and the outfit belongs to Sumire. Aki then imagines Sumire in a sensual way, only for her to interrupt his thoughts. Yuzu informs Aki that he will participate in the 3-legged race with Ayaka and start training the next day. The following day, they train from morning until evening. During their practice, Ayaka's busts repeatedly hit Aki's face. Afterwards, he takes a bath to relax, but Ayaka enters the bathroom in a swimsuit, offering to cut his hair. As she does, Aki falls asleep. When he wakes up, she's in the bathtub with him, which scares him. Back in his room, Aki realizes that he and Ayaka will continue to grow closer until the festival. As the days go by, their training intensifies, and they spend more time together, leaving Aki exhausted on the day of the event. Another day at the residence, Aki hears Yuzu scream, naked and terrified in her room. She kicks him out, but once dressed, she reveals there's a tarantula and asks him to kill it. Aki refuses, admitting he's also afraid. After playing a prank on Yuzu involving the spider, Sumire tries to kill it, but she's scared too, while Yuri won't even leave her room. Ayaka steps in, removes the spider, and invites Aki to go shopping with her. Before leaving, Yuzu asks Aki to uncover Ayaka's fear. While shopping, Aki learns that Ayaka drinks but fails to discover anything else. Back home, Yuzu inquires about Ayaka's fear. Unable to provide an answer, Yuzu gives Aki a horror movie to watch with Ayaka, hoping it will reveal her fear. Aki tries but ends up getting scared himself. The girls offer suggestions to frighten Ayaka, but Aki wants to stop. They argue that if he knows her fear, he can protect her, which motivates Aki to ask Ayaka directly. She admits to being scared of a stranger entering her room while she sleeps. That night, Aki visits her room, but as he tries to leave, Ayaka pulls him into bed, revealing she's also afraid of horror movies but endured them for his sake. Now, they must sleep together due to their shared fear. The next morning, the girls find them asleep in the same bed, holding hands. We observe Aki and Yuzu conversing in his room until our protagonist inquires about Yuzu's presence. Yuzu clarifies that it's sweltering outside, But Aki's room is cooler, and she jokingly tells him to stop being grumpy. Suddenly, Aki realizes they are alone in his room, and Yuzu notices his gaze fixated on her. Believing it's because of her manga, she invites him to read it with her and sits down on the bed. She settles in between his legs so they can read better. However, as they read, a racy scene in the manga unfolds, and Yuzu abruptly remembers that Aki is a man and starts to feel uncomfortable with his proximity. She runs out of the room, screaming. Ayaka enters Aki's room with cookies and inquires about the commotion. Not understanding the situation, Aki suggests Ayaka acts it out to help him grasp what's happening. Ayaka hugs him to get into character, and Yuzu walks in, noticing their closeness and voicing her discontent. The following day, our protagonist senses someone watching him, and before he enters the bathroom, he discovers Sumire, who is obsessed with Yuzu, keeping an eye on him. She desires to learn why the president speaks of him frequently, and what he has that she doesn't. They end up in Aki's room, and Sumire helps him with his homework after noticing it's poorly done. While rummaging through his belongings, Sumire stumbles upon a stuffed toy, and they bond over their mutual love of cute things. Ayaka walks in, misunderstands the situation, and leaves in a huff. Sumire realizes her mistake, apologizes, and leaves. Later, Sumire suggests going to the amusement park, but Yuzu is too short for one of the rides, even though she has a chicken on her head. So, the girls ask Aki to help cheer her up, but he doesn't agree. They dress him up as a woman and send him in anyway. Once inside, Aki notes that Sumire's room has a feminine touch, and he obliges her request to help her get dressed, putting her in pajamas. Aki learns that Sumire is upset because she couldn't carry Yuzu, so he tells her to carry him instead, and she does. They leave the room, and Sumire apologizes. Later, they return to the amusement park, but Yuzu still can't go on the ride, even though she's wearing a chicken on her head. Subsequently, Yuri asks Aki for a favor, which he accepts. She leads him to her room and asks him to dress up in a maid costume. Initially hesitant, Aki relents and tries on several costumes at Yuri's request, even a girl's swimsuit. Ayaka hears the noise and investigates, causing Aki and Yuri to hide in the closet to avoid detection. Yuri makes Aki realize their closeness, but they escape unnoticed. Back in his room, Aki begins to fantasize about Yuri and her scent. While in her room, Yuri hangs a photo of Aki dressed as a maid and expresses her satisfaction with the collection of photos featuring everyone. In the dining room, Aki, Yuzu, and Ayaka are engrossed in a discussion about a bridal preparation magazine, with Yuzu outlining her thoughts on how to be a good wife. As Yuzu elaborates, Aki begins to visualize Ayaka as a bride, causing him to knock over a juice glass in his and dampen Yuzu's magazine. As Yuzu dries her magazine, she shares with the group her envisioned role as a wife. Subsequently, Yuri and Sumire arrive and join in the conversation, voicing their own marital fantasies. They even question Ayaka about her perspective, but she expresses contentment with her current single status. The group then turns to the protagonist with the same question, but playful teasing interrupts his response. Later, in his room, Aki decides to work on becoming more masculine to appeal to Ayaka. He finds a tip in the bridal magazine suggesting that cooking skills could increase his chances of marriage. He promptly asks Ayaka to teach him how to cook. As they prepare dinner, he shares with the other girls his newfound belief that cooking skills make him a good wife rather than more masculine. This realization leaves him feeling somewhat confused and disappointed. At that moment, Yuzu approaches him with a personal question about whether men prefer women with larger breasts. Together, they research ways to naturally enhance breast size and discover the idea of massage. Later, the protagonist, thinking about Ayaka's kind nature, equates kindness with larger breasts. This leads to an awkward encounter with Yuzu that results in her indignantly striking him. As the story continues, Yuzu finds a small swimsuit from Ayaka's childhood, which lifts her spirits. Days pass, and the rainy season nears, prompting Ayaka to repair the roof leaks. Aki notices and lends a hand. However, they find themselves stranded on the roof when the ladder falls. They have to wait until the other girls return from student council duties for assistance. Upon their return, the girls find Aki and Ayaka in a precarious hub, a result of Aki nearly falling off the roof. Yuzu teases them about their clumsiness with the ladder, only to experience a similar mishap herself. On a subsequent rainy day, they return home drenched from school and play rock, paper, scissors to determine who gets to use the bathroom first. The girls win, and Ayaka dries the protagonist's hair. In the shower, the girls discuss their upcoming school trip and the need to leave someone behind to watch over Ayaka and Aki. Meanwhile, in the living room, Aki appears to have caught a cold. Ayaka takes care of him, soothing him to sleep on her lap, only for him to be awakened later for his turn in the bath. As summer commences, Aki has set up a pool for Yuzu's enjoyment. Suddenly, Yuri emerges and changes into her swimsuit. This startles Yuzu, causing her to inadvertently spray Ayaka and Sumire with a hose, resulting in them playfully tossing her into the pool. Ayaka and the other girls were all wearing swimsuits, but Aki was not allowed to join in on the fun with Yuri, Sumire, and Yuzu. Instead, he chatted with Ayaka until the other girls finished playing. Eventually, Aki and Ayaka joined in on the pool activities together, but only after Aki had put on his own swimsuit. Meanwhile, Yuri was spotted taking pictures of the two of them playing from a distance. As the day progressed, Aki stumbled upon Yuri taking photographs. While sharing her pictures, Yuri accidentally revealed a photo of Yuzu changing. Soon after, Sumire arrived and asked to see Yuzu's pictures, implying that Yuri sold them to her. Upon Sumire's departure, Yuri noticed that our protagonist had witnessed everything and threatened to harm him unless he assisted her in capturing Ayaka's true self through photography. The main character agrees to hide, but he's not very good at it. Ayaka discovers him and allows him to take numerous pictures. He shares them with Yuri, but they are of no use to her. Thinking he's failed, he prepares to leave, but Yuri clarifies it was all just a joke. Summer vacation arrives, and Ayaka tells everyone that starting the next day, they will begin their assignments, and she will watch over each of them one by one, starting with Aki. The following day, we see her dressed as a teacher to ensure Aki does his assignments correctly. Although he wants to take a break to go to the restroom, she doesn't allow him, telling him that if he finishes everything, she'll give him a reward. Imagining something, our protagonist endures until he finishes. Once done, he goes to the bathroom, and upon returning, asks for his reward, which is actually an ice cream. As Aki and Ayaka enjoy their ice creams, they hear the doorbell ring. Yatsuho, a girl from the neighborhood store, arrives with a delivery of soft drinks that Ayaka had ordered to celebrate their completion of tasks. Yatsuho also gifts Ayaka a beer to enjoy. With the other girls away on student council work, Aki and Ayaka take the opportunity to serve their drinks. Aki opts for a soft drink while Ayaka chooses beer. However, soon after taking a sip, Ayaka becomes intoxicated, and the girls return to notice. She begins making advances towards them, kissing Yuzu, Sumire, and Yuri. As she approaches the protagonist, he suggests saving such actions for adulthood, and she falls asleep. After waking up, she finds herself resting on the protagonist's lap and apologizes for her behavior while admitting that she has no recollection of the previous events. However, upon leaving the room, she hints at Aki that she'll be waiting for him, implying that she may actually remember what happened. On a sweltering day, Aki steps into his room to find a girl, undone, and without a bra. They lock eyes, and he hastily exits the room, frightened and puzzled. Who is she? Subsequently, the girl invites him back in and introduces herself as Nana, apologizing for the intrusion and revealing that the room used to be hers. Just then, Yuzu barges in to admonish Aki, spots Nana, and a debate ensues to determine who knows him better. The victor earns Aki's company. Nana triumphs, but as the tug-of-war over Aki escalates, Ayaka stumbles into the room, surprised to see Nana, whom she discloses is her younger sister. At lunch, Nana appears to be on friendly terms with the girls, all except for Yuzu. Despite this, she proposes a fun-filled summer vacation. Concurrently, Aki observes to Ayaka how different the sisters are, with Nana's energy contrasting Ayaka's temperament. The following morning, Aki wakes up to find Nana sleeping next to him, his hand inadvertently resting between her breasts. Startled, he wakes her up, causing her to flee the room, makeup less. She returns shortly, revealing a hidden cache where she stores a video game console. Encouraging Aki to play, she jests with him as she guides him through the game. Despite being a novice, Aki eventually wins but faints from the surprise. Upon regaining consciousness, he notes the resemblance between the sisters until Nana distracts him with a request to continue gaming, and they spend the remainder of the day thus. Eventually, Ayaka interrupts to announce that dinner is ready, chastising Nana for overindulging in play. She also reminds Nana that she cannot stay with Aki as he is under her care. This prompts Nana to express her desire to keep him. That night, Aki dreams of the sisters in swimsuits, but his alarm abruptly wakes him. To his surprise, he finds Nana sleeping next to him once again. Upon Nana's request, they head to the swimming pool, where two girls begin to tease Aki. Nana steps in, only to recognize them as her high school friends, Ozunoi Meiko and Uchifuki Mi. They inquire about Aki's relationship with Nana while playfully touching him, but he denies any romantic involvement. Nonetheless, Nana claims that he is like her pet and belongs to her. At this point, Ayaka intervenes, intending to teach Aki to swim. but Nana requests to keep him for the day, insisting he is hers. Despite Nana's persistence, Ayaka refuses to yield Aki's care to her. Nana then challenges her to a swimming race, the winner to claim Aki. As the race commences, their friends, serving as judges, become sidetracked by Aki, missing the race's conclusion. Ultimately, Nana fails to outswim her sister, leading to a day-long competition. As Nana finally concedes defeat, they realize that her friends have departed and the afternoon has passed. When Ayaka announces it's time to start Aki's swimming lessons, he points out that the pool is about to close. One evening, Aki and Yuzu find themselves engrossed in a horror movie. Despite her evident fear, Yuzu insists that Aki can't let the summer pass without experiencing a single horror flick. As the film concludes, it's clear that Aki has been masking his fear, particularly from Nana, who teases him with the idea of their residence being haunted due to its age. When he hears an unexplained knocking emanating from a wall in his room, he investigates only to discover there's no adjacent room. Seeking answers, he heads to Ayaka's room. Finding Yuzu there, she'd sought refuge due to fear. Aki shares his concerns about the noises, and Ayaka reveals there's an unused storage room adjacent to his room. Aki, gathering his nerve, decides to check it out, only to discover Nana's unauthorized gym setup. Upon learning this, Ayaka sternly reprimands Nana and demands she clear out her belongings. The following day, Nana requests help from Yuzu and Aki to relocate her gym equipment to their rooms. When Yuzu objects, an endurance contest ensues to determine the unlucky individual who must accommodate Nana's stuff. Despite Nana's initial lead, Yuzu's petite size gives her an advantage on the bars, leading to her victory. However, Ayaka intervenes, suggesting the boys' rooms are too small and Nana's equipment should remain in the storage room. Later, Aki tries to assist Ayaka with her chores, but quickly realizes the difficulty of her tasks. Pondering how he might be able to help, Yuri steps in, offering her assistance. Together, they bind Sumire to teach Aki how to provide Ayaka with hip massages. Despite his initial success, when Aki attempts the massage on Ayaka, the reaction is not what he expected. Ayaka calls him a pervert but doesn't stop him. However, Ayaka gets overly stimulated and requests that Aki stop. Aki informs Yuri that his massages were ineffective with Ayaka. Believing Aki might need more practice, they once again bind Sumire for more massage instruction, leading to her squirms of delight. As the days pass, Aki continues to ponder ways to assist Ayaka. During this time, he observes Nana chastising her friends for not completing their summer assignments. In an effort to motivate them, Nana promises them brief periods of Aki's company in exchange for completed work. Aki initially resists, but Nana persuades him by warning of potential expulsions. Initially, the girls use their time with Aki innocently, but as the assignments progress, their interactions become more intense. When Ayaka walks in on this, the girls switch to a less provocative game of drawing sticks, where the winner gets to share a candy with a person of their choice until they nearly kiss. Aki shares a candy with Ayaka but pulls away before their lips meet. All the girls attempt to kiss him but only manage to kiss Ayaka, except for Nana, who doesn't kiss anyone. When she attempts to kiss Aki, Ayaka intervenes, reminding everyone about their pending assignments. Once Meiko and Ni finish their work, Nana reveals she knows about Aki's newfound massage skills and requests him to demonstrate on them. He complies, and their reactions echo Sumire's, a chorus of excited screams. In his room, Aki spends another day with Nana, who shares details about the upcoming summer festival. She will return to school afterward, necessitating her departure. When Aki remains silent, she playfully puts him in a hold, prompting him to confess his impending loneliness. As the days roll by, Aki assists Ayaka with groceries. Back at the residence, Nana encourages her sister to repeat an old routine. They retire to Ayaka's room, and Aki, eavesdropping, hears peculiar sounds, leading his imagination astray. Upon exiting, Nana finds him, explaining they were merely cleaning their ears. She invites him to experience the same, and before he can respond, Nana has already enlisted Ayaka for the task. While his ears are cleaned, Aki succumbs to relaxation and drifts to sleep. Afterward, Nana snaps a picture of the sleeping Aki, using it to playfully tease him among the other girls. However, Yuri reveals to Aki that all the girls fall asleep during Ayaka's ear cleaning sessions, effectively ending the teasing. The festival day arrives, and Nana unveils her yukata. Ayaka admits she doesn't wear one due to size issues, prompting Nana to offer to order one online, revealing Ayaka's aversion to technology. They tease Aki, asking for his assistance in changing. The scene transitions to Yuzu's room. After Yuri and Sumire help her prepare, she invites Aki to the festival, an indication of her growing feelings. However, upon discovering him with the two sisters, she reacts angrily, calling him an idiot before storming off. During the evening festival, Ayaka and Nana keep a firm grip on Aki to prevent him from getting lost. Initially, he complies, but when Yuzu arrives, still visibly upset, and informing Ayaka that she, Yura, and Sumire will be visiting other stalls, he requests that the sisters release his hand. At the games, Aki struggles while Nana excels, winning several prizes. When Nana's friends arrive, the trio join them at Yetsuho's food stand. Despite Yetsuho's offer of beer, Ayaka abstains, stating she must maintain a responsible image for Aki's sake. However, the group soon overwhelms Aki in their efforts to feed him, prompting his hasty retreat. Later, the girls are seen searching for him, and Nana alerts Yuzu to Aki's disappearance. Elsewhere, Aki, distanced from the festival, contemplates his return when the fireworks commence. Ayaka locates him, and they enjoy the spectacle together until Yuzu broadcasts a call for Aki over the loudspeakers, revealing her worry for him. Once reunited, the group relishes the remainder of the fireworks display before heading home. Finally, Aki spends his time playing video games with Nana, who proposes they continue to play together upon her return. The proposition leaves Aki feeling melancholic, aware he will miss her when she leaves. The following day, as Nana bids her farewell, Aki promises to hone his gaming skills for her return. However, Nana unexpectedly shows up on a Sunday, announcing frequent visits and effectively deflating the solemnity of her recent goodbye. On an ordinary day, Aki and Yuzu are brushing their teeth when Ayaka, dressed rather unusually, bursts in, startling Aki with the announcement that they need to depart. She reveals they're off to assist Yetsuho with her work, an arrangement she had intended for Yuzu to disclose, but which Yuzu had forgotten to relay. Upon their arrival, Yetsuho discloses that it's Octoberfest, an event that always requires extra hands. However, since only girls are typically employed, she only has a female uniform. Aki recalls receiving a backpack from Yuri for situations like this, and, optimistic about avoiding women's attire, he opens it only to find a woman's wig within. As the customers trickle in, Aki's initial awkwardness gradually diminishes over the day, fueled by his determination not to hinder Ayaka. When the day concludes, he's praised for his commendable effort, but he notes that Ayaka has already had a bit too much to drink. The weekend arrives, and the girls embark on a school outing. As they step outside, they notice the chill in the air and Nana's hunger. Ayaka swiftly prepares hot-baked potatoes for the group. Afterwards, the sisters share a bath, and it becomes evident that Nana is deeply conscious about her physique. She scrutinizes her sister's body, warning her about the potential for weight gain if she isn't careful. Later, when Nana departs, Aki hears peculiar noises from the storage room. He investigates, suspecting a thief, but instead finds Ayaka attempting to use her sister's gym equipment, evidently shaken by Nana's earlier remarks. The following day, Ayaka approaches Aki's bed to wake him up, but her condition seems off. Initially, Aki panics, fearing she might do something bold, but his concern spikes when she faints in his room. A worried Aki consults Yuzu, who suspects it's merely a cold, leading them to care for Ayaka until school obligations call them away, leaving Aki in charge. When Ayaka regains consciousness, she finds herself in Aki's room. Just then, he enters with a bowl of soup he made for her, explaining that he'll be looking after her and managing the house while the girls handle her school absences. He helps Ayaka eat, and upon noticing her perspiration, suggests she dry off. She asks for Aki's assistance in drying her back. After removing her pajamas, Aki begins to dry her back. When he's finished, despite his warnings, she turns around and requests that he dry her chest area. Despite his nerves, he complies, prioritizing her care. Once done, a grateful Ayaka changes into fresh pajamas. By the next day, Ayaka has regained some of her strength. However, the girls grow suspicious of Aki's conduct during Ayaka's illness. Despite his denial, a sudden sneeze from Aki prompts Ayaka to teasingly suggest that, if he falls ill, it'll be her turn to take care of him, a statement that further fuels the girls' doubts and their ire towards Aki. Yetsuho makes a delivery to Ayaka's residence, where she also hands over some aquarium tickets gifted to her. She requests to join Ayaka for a drink, and although Ayaka deems it too early, she still permits Yetsuho to come in. On Halloween night, Aki is enjoying a festival when he encounters Nana, Meiko, and me. They invite him to a karaoke bar. The bar is rather cramped, and Nana insists that Aki sit on her lap. The girls then start singing their favorite songs. Aki, unfamiliar with karaoke, struggles with the remote control. Nana assists him in picking a song, and his performance elicits excitement from the girls, who begin to touch him playfully. As the evening advances, Aki expresses a desire to return home, but the girls coax him into a photo session. The session includes a solo picture with Nana where they form heart shapes with their hands, sparking jealousy among the other girls. The envious girls each plant a kiss on Aki's cheeks during their turn for a photo. The final product is given to Aki as a memento to share with his friends. Upon his late night return to the residence, he is greeted by Yuzu in her little devil costume, claiming she was busy with council work. As Aki enters, he accidentally drops his photo, which Yuzu finds and chides him over. The commotion attracts Yuri and Sumire, who hear Yatsuho's voice coming from within. They find Yatsuho and Ayaka in a drunken state, cozying up. Despite Yuzu's attempts to reprimand them, she ends up being pulled into their affectionate embrace. Yuri and Sumire rush to help Yuzu but meet the same fate. Aki, witnessing the chaos, retreats to his room, deciding to ignore the whole scenario. Later, we see Aki and Ayaka enjoying their time at the aquarium, a memory flashing back to Ayaka's invitation and Yuzu's refusal due to her fear of sharks. During the trip, Aki tries to hide his fondness for cute things like penguins and stuffed animals. But Ayaka spots this and purchases 2 penguin stuffed animals, one for him and one for the girls. Once back home, Aki gifts Yuzu the stuffed penguin, which motivates her to consider visiting the aquarium in the future. Aki, however, can't resist teasing her about the sharks at the aquarium. A scene later depicts Aki with Sumire reminiscing over childhood photos. When Yuri enters, they pretend to be her elder sisters, but their embarrassment hinders their performance. The girls, all only children, acknowledge that their sole older sister reference is Ayaka. They turn to Aki, who has an elder sister, for advice. His feedback is mixed, reminding him of how his own sister used to make a fool out of him. In the closing scene, a new girl arrives in the neighborhood, stopping in front of the residence and declaring, "I've found you." The following morning, Aki stirs to the sensation of a girl in her garments atop him, instructing him to undress for her to change, as they must prepare for the day. Initially, he presumes it's Ayaka, but a surge of fear engulfs him when he realizes it's actually his sister. Amidst the chaos, Ayaka stumbles upon the scene. At breakfast, his sister, introducing herself as Shiina Matsuri, displays a sibling-like affection towards Aki, even dressing him in similar attire. While most find her actions endearing, Yuzu, reminding Matsuri that Aki is her brother, not her sister, expresses her displeasure. In response, Matsuri resorts to intimidating Yuzu into silence. Later, Matsuri expresses her wish to take Aki home, but he refuses. Her insistence ceases only when Ayaka steps in. Matsuri then devises a test for Ayaka, who embraces the challenge with zeal. If Ayaka succeeds, Matsuri permits her sister to remain in the dorm. If not, Matsuri claims she will take Aki with her. As the test commences with a meal, Matsuri, despite her initial reluctance, finds herself enjoying Ayaka's cooking. Ayaka's test continues throughout the day, leading her to observe Ayaka's doting care for her brother. She asserts that she will assume the role of an older sister, expressing her desire for Matsuri to reside there. A fear of enjoying her stay creeps into Matsuri, leading her to demand a retest at the day's end. She warns that failing the test would result in her taking Aki away. The next day, as Aki and Ayaka shop, Matsuri spies on them from a distance. Spotting what she perceives as an inappropriate act, she rushes to intervene. In reality, Ayaka was merely feeding Aki some buns as he was burdened with the shopping bags. Ayaka suggests Matsuri join them, but she cunningly utilizes Ayaka's momentary distraction to whisk Aki away. In a secluded alley, Matsuri attempts to coerce Aki into departing with her. He declines, suggesting that if she truly cares, she should cohabit the dormitory. She rejects his proposition, but upon realizing they are lost, she stumbles, injuring her ankle. Aki proceeds to carry her back to the dormitory, triggering memories of their youth when she had to support him after a fall. Upon reaching the dormitory, a worried Ayaka awaits them. Matsuri is attended to, and she concedes to Aki living there. In the subsequent days, as everyone prepares for school, Matsuri makes a surprise appearance in her school uniform, declaring her intent to study nearby and visit frequently. She assures Ayaka that she no longer intends to coddle her brother, acknowledging his transition into adulthood. One day, Aki assists Ayaka in setting up the kotatsu, a heated table that provides warmth during winter. As days pass and Christmas nears, Yuzu uncovers, during a stroll down Yuzu Street with Aki, that Aki still believes in Santa. Upon their return, Yuzu shares this revelation with the girls, who collectively decide not to reveal the truth to him. However, they worry about Aki's plan to stay awake on Christmas Eve to meet Santa. Yuri and Sumire suggest sleep-inducing pills or a knock on the head, but Yuzu quickly dismisses these ideas. On December 24th, the residence is filled with laughter and anticipation. Nana, the girls, and Yatsuho, who brings a delivery and drinks to share with Ayaka, are all gathered. Despite the festive mood, Yuzu remains anxious about Aki learning the truth about Santa. When Nana finds Aki alone, she takes the chance to ask him out. But Aki, firm in his belief in Santa, declines, fearing he won't receive any gifts if he misbehaves. Just as Nana is about to reveal the truth about Santa, Yuzu intervenes, affirming Aki's belief and explaining his wish to stay awake. Nana then suggests that Yuzu should sleep with Aki to prevent him from staying up. Simultaneously, Matsuri, determined to surprise her brother and spend Christmas alone with him, attempts a secret entry into his room through what she perceives to be a backdoor, the storeroom. Post-gathering, Yatsuho leaves with Nana's friends, slightly tipsy, for a nightclub celebration. Nana, meanwhile, assures her sister that she will accompany her for the night, encouraging Yuzu to do her best. Ayaka, upon hearing noises from the storeroom, finds Matsuri trying to gain entry. In Aki's room, he is determined to stay awake. However, Yuzu interrupts his plans, offering to keep him company for the night. Believing Yuzu also wants to see Santa, Aki allows her in. Yuzu then persuades Aki to sleep for his own good, eventually lulling him into slumber. Elsewhere, Matsuri, Yuri, and Sumire chat in the dining room. Matsuri explains her failed attempt at a secret entrance, and Ayaka, offering her warm milk, apologizes for not noticing her earlier. In Aki's room, he fights against sleep but eventually succumbs due to the comfort of Yuzu's presence. Simultaneously, Ayaka, Matsuri, and the girls realize that they have all fallen asleep together. Ayaka suggests that Matsuri quietly leave her gift without waking them, acknowledging Yuzu's efforts in ensuring Aki's sleep. They carefully place the gifts and leave the room. Half asleep, Aki opens his eyes, seeing Ayaka and mistaking her for Santa before drifting back into sleep. Dreaming of Ayaka as Santa's manager, and the girls traveling the world on a flying sleigh. The following day, unexpected Aki tells Ayaka that Santa Claus resembles her, and she plays along, telling him he has presents for being good. Nana, on the other hand, expresses disappointment at not meeting Aki's sister and asks Yuzu if she enjoyed her gift, the opportunity to sleep with Aki. New Year's Day arrives, and everyone participates in cleaning the house, including the girls who clean Aki's room and misinterpret a magazine cover featuring a muscular man. After a shared dinner, they reveal that Matsuri has enrolled in Nana's school, and that Nana won't be celebrating New Year's Eve with them due to her plans with friends. Post-dinner, the girls retire to bed, leaving Aki and Ayaka to ring in the new year. Seeing Ayaka alone, Aki offers to keep her company so she won't spend the occasion by herself. Touched by his gesture, Ayaka allows him to stay up late. As they wait for midnight, Aki expresses his gratitude towards Ayaka as his supervisor, and promises her that he will be even better next year. When midnight arrives, an exhausted Aki manages to wish Ayaka a happy new year before she helps him to bed. The following day, they all attend a local festival. In the spirit of the celebration, they share their wishes for the upcoming year. Aki expresses his desire to become closer to Ayaka, his supervisor, in a more masculine way, but is teased for his confession. Embarrassed, he quickly revises his wish, hoping for something more, let's say, specific. And that's a wrap, folks.